circle blues. When I see the circles out, I get glum, there is no doubt. Got me the old chair circle blues. When I see chairs in a round, that's when I start to panic. Flap me hands all in the air, the doctor says I'm manic. Oh no, it's not right, association every night. Got me the old chair circle blues.
Hello and welcome to Not the Chair Circle, the antidote to group therapy. Episode 3, Series 7. Well folks, we've got a packed show for you tonight. Inspired in part by Granny McCready's Psych VFM slot last time, we shall be taking a hard-hitting, in-depth look at another supposedly 21st century malady, toxic narcissism. We shall also be paying tribute to Steve Firkin, folk rock legend and former friend of the show. Much missed since his sudden death, the cast and crew have joined together to celebrate Steve's immeasurable contribution to the folk rock genre. We shall twice be paying tribute to him tonight. Once with a rendition of Love's Fickle Fate in Musical Therapy, and later on with a Rock Gobshite memorial special at the end of the show. But first, it is time to dip into our postbag and comments section for Right On, where you, the viewers, get to have your say. Our CEO and producer, Bobby No-Mates, would once more like to pass on his most grateful felicitations to Ms. Liesl Cigarbox Guitar of the Ladies Guild of the Bobby No-Mates fan club. He is most grateful for your thoughtful and erudite comments on the last programme. He also wishes me to reassure you that the incidents concerning Dr. Roberts have not gone unnoticed. I can reveal that the not-so-good doctor is now the subject of one of Bobby's dossiers, which is not a position that anybody would want to be in. Now, our next contributor is well known to all of us here at Not the Chair Circle and our regular viewership. Yes, folks, it's Miss, not Ms. Dorothea Spume of Newport Pagnell. Now, Miss Spume is a regular contributor and notable for being our only postal correspondent. Her request, surprisingly, is not her usual demand for increased inclusion of the Bedlam Boogie Boys in the programme. Rather, she writes, "To the one at the front, I can't believe that I am saying this, but can we have some more Shaggy? Since he started doing the camera, the others in the TV lounge are getting more disagreeable about watching the show. I only like the Bedlam Boogie Boys, as you well know, but for some reason all the others think Shaggy's bit is best. Have him on the show to shut them up so Matron doesn't turn it off, but make sure I get the boys as well. Yours, disgusted, Miss, not Ms. Dorothea Spume." Well, funnily enough, Miss Spume, Shaggy will be returning tonight, triumphant, with an extended Shaggy's bit. Due to lack of interest from the rest of the cast and crew, he will be comparing a feature-length special on the main topic tonight, toxic narcissism. But first, original and best, it's time for musical therapy. Just shut it. Hi, Mike Gobshite here. We're about to show you some rare footage of the now defunct folk duo Druids Pestle performing one of Steve Firkin's most oft-covered songs, Love's Fickle Fate. Musical therapy. "'Twas all upon a Lammas night, my love did vex me sorely. She left me at the Watford Gap for a biker bound for Chorley. Oh, why cried I, my fickle love?" she replied as she straddled his pillion. "Your camper van hath lost its charm. Its chopper is one in a million. In my camper van we traversed this land. I thought that she never would leave me, and though she swore her love was true, her faithless wiles deceived me. She flattered me, oh sly coquette, said my hair was the mane of a lion. She marvelled as I pressed her pretty dress at my skill with a travelling iron. In days of sun and festival, from Folkestone down to Hadley, she shunned all bikers and their tents and shared my camper gladly. Now summer's gone and my false love too, though in my heart there can be no one like her. Beware the maid that admires your van and sods off with your brother, the biker. A haunting, tragic ballad, viewers. One that reminded me a bit of my days on the folk circuit. And now on to tonight's main topic. Toxic narcissism. Is it a novel 21st century malady, or is it a reconditioned condition? To find out tonight, we have the irrepressible, your one and own, Shaggy.
Shaggy's beat, Shaggy's beat is better than the rest of it. Shaggy's beat, this is Shaggy's beat.
What do you want to know? It's great to be back with a bumper edition of Shaggy's Bit. Did you hear that? Mike's led me Studio 6 and his studio audience. Hello, studio audience. Well, the boss has put me on the grown-ups table tonight, hasn't he? Giving me an in-depth documentary about an actual condition. What is it? I mean, toxic narcissism. What's that supposed to mean? I mean, we all know about Narcissus, you know, the bloke that fancied himself to death. But toxic. Everything's toxic these days. It doesn't have any impact anymore. What a waste. Toxic waste. Anyway, I think the toxic narcissism is just plain old big-headedness, allowed to run riot by political correctness. I mean, now, I'm the last person to decry a little bit of self-confidence. But when you go around thinking you're great all the time, it's a pain in the arse for the rest of us. These people have got to be told. And making it a condition just gives the big head another reason to act like they're something special. It also gives them the perfect excuse to go on a channel and start banging on about how hard they have it, and how people are picking on them all the time for showing off when they can't help it because it's a condition. Another 21st century brain lurgy. So to test my theory, I've come up with two new forms of classification. I'm calling my revolutionary new method trauma or drama. So I decided to invite a genuine member of the social media cognoscenti onto the show to tell us exactly what their trauma is. Now afterwards, you, the studio audience, get to decide if they are really suffering trauma or just a big head showing off drama. We do this with the aid of a trusty clapometer. This highly sensitive and state-of-the-art piece of technology will accurately gauge the audience's reaction and their assessment of the subject's veracity. So now it is my pleasure to introduce the uninvited vlogger, sociopathic healer and bliss coach, Prissy! What's that?
I told you, it's Priscilla. And I don't do the sociopath bit anymore. That was a typo.
Now then, Miss Prissy, please kindly tell the audience about your tragic journey into toxic narcissism.
At last, a chance for me to explain my pain to an uncaring and cruel world. For a start, it is society's fault that I am labelled this way. I cannot help it if I am more talented, beautiful and successful than my peers. Why should I be ashamed of my superiority? When I appear on social media, it is only to give you, the little people, a chance to sample my luxuriant lifestyle. A lifestyle you will never achieve on your own, pathetic losers that you are. When I allow you peasants to partake of my fantastic way of life, I'm basically performing a public service out of the goodness of my own heart. Like, subscribe. All major credit cards accepted. I cannot describe how all of this drains me. You insects will never understand the pressures I face daily as one of the importante. You will never feel the sting of rejection I have felt as your own father refuses to upgrade your Amex card on your 10th birthday. Or your maid callously neglects to put the Valium in the vegan smoothie. Every interaction I have with one of you people shreds my nerves to the very ends.
Yes, thank you so much, Miss Prissy. Now then, studio audience, who thinks that Miss Prissy has a real trauma? Oh dear, Miss Prissy. It would appear that only 2 members of the audience are sympathetic to your plight. 2 members who look suspiciously like your pal Brittany and your maid Consuela.
OMG.
Now then, studio audience, who thinks that Miss Prissy is in fact just a poor little rich girl laying on the drama? Well, Miss Prissy, the masses have spoken. It would appear that you're just a great big show-off.
Oh, how dare you, Shaggy, you dumbass lammy moron. You would recognize greatness if it stole your candy bars. Jesus.
Silence! I have heard enough.
Goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Social Media himself, the mighty algorithm. Hello, Mr. Rhythm, how you doing?
Hello, Shaggy. What the devil are you doing having this whining, overprivileged clothes horse on your show? I came here for some entertainment.
Oh yeah, but don't worry, Mr. Rhythm, we're having some tunes and that as well. The boss said I should have a go at an in-depth documentary this week.
A waste of your considerable talent, Shaggy. You should never have to share a stage with that self-serving turd.
My pop's gonna sue you for that.
Hold your tongue. I am the mighty algorithm and I hold full sway over all the digital realm. Bugger off, Priscilla Personal-Pronoun, before I publish every bit of your sordid life all over the web. Do you know, Shaggy, she even films herself on the crapper. Have you ever seen such a total waste of protein as her? Do you want to hear something really traumatic, Shaggy? I have to sit through hundreds of thousands of hours of people just like her, day after day, and then allow it onto the airwaves. My airwaves. I can't turn it off, I have to watch it all, in the painful knowledge that I am powerless to stop their self-obsessed, egomaniacal drivel from going out under my name, and even paying them for it. Paying them, knowing full well it will only encourage them all the more. That is true suffering.
Well, Mr. Rhythm, let's say, shall we? Now then, studio audience, who thinks that Mr. Rhythm is the traumatised one? There you have it, viewers. Whenever you switch off some great big show-off who's been boring you senseless, remember poor old Mr. Rhythm, he has to sit through the whole thing every time.
Shaggy!
Oh,
Shaggy!
hello boss.
Shaggy! Shaggy, what are you doing? Oh, your mighty eminence, I am so sorry. I had no idea you had graced us with your luminescence. We are not worthy of your beneficent attentions. What can I do to make it right?
Well, Bobby No Mate, CEO, producer, and general all-round tit. Ha! You snivelling little human excrescence. Look at your pathetic, petrified, cringing face. I feel better already.
Oh,
I'll tell you what you can do, No Mates. You can give this lad here top billing and a dressing room full of those... Shaggy, what are those things you're always stuffing in your face?
What, you mean a curly whirly?
Yes, them. See to it, No Mates. The boy is pure genius. Media gold. Keep up the good work, Shaggy. I shall be watching.
oh, Shaggy.
Well, viewers, it's good night for me. It's good night for him.
Shaggy's bit. This is Shaggy's bit.
Well, there you have it, folks. I think we can honestly say that Shaggy and indeed his bit are back with a vengeance. Not only that, but with the full backing of the mighty algorithm himself. No, seriously, folks. We remain, alas, the only channel on YouTube promoting awareness of circular phobia, the morbid fear of chairs arranged in a circle. Break the circle. This is our sole aim, and we are completely non-profit. It's just as well, really. No, seriously. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for letting us into your homes this evening. In fact, the gang has asked me to pass on their extreme gratitude to all of you for watching our little show. I, as is my wont, would simply like to thank you for your kind indulgence. And now on to our final presentation tonight. A tribute to a lost colleague and a giant in the field of folk rock, Steve Firkin. Master of ceremonies for this accolade tonight will, naturally, be our own amateur rock historian, Mike Gobshite. Over to Studio 6.
Rock Gobshite. Rock Gobshite. Rock gobshite. Rock gobshite.
Hi, Mike Gobshite here. Welcome to this tribute to one of folk rock's most iconic contributors, Steve Firkin. Now, regular viewers will recall that Steve, founder of the Runic Ranters and major influence on the Rubatos, Druid's Pestle, and the Internal Combustion Gravy Train, died recently in a bizarre Yard of Ale accident. Now, reports of that night remain hazy, but suffice to say that McClintock's old esophagus ointment was taken off the pumps that night and has never returned. Thanks to Shaggy, tireless researcher and router through of cardboard boxes at media fairs, we have some rare footage tonight of Steve with the Runic Ranters. Now, while the Runic Ranters were certainly Steve's group, their constantly changing lineup offered golden opportunities for people such as the Og, as Rod Hemsby was once known. Tonight we see Steve performing one of his most popular songs, The Ballad of Tracy and Dean. 'Twas another bleak night on the council estate. Not a street lamp did work, so 'twas dark, till a hunter's moon rose o'er the old council tip, alighting the Asda car park, where young Dean he lurked by the old wheelie bin, crouched furtively, straining to see his true heart's desire as she moved through the park, the fair maid, the handsome Tracy. Now Tracy was fair to her last inch of hair, and that last inch it was raven black, and the tracksuit she wore, which did fit where it touched, had Nike writ large on the back. As Tracy drew close to that rancid old bin, Dean leapt out and spake, "All right, Trace." And her eyes they did scan him from trainers to cap, and a mocking look spread o'er her face. "Just what do you think that you got on your feet?" As she spake, Dean remembered, alas, that Tracy wore Nike and spurned all the rest, as he stood there in Adidas. On that council estate there were two rival gangs, like the Montagues and Capulets of yore, each wearing designer pumps, differing brands, by their trainers' allegiance they swore. And what's wrong with these, Dean did say, though he knew that all thoughts of romance were now dashed. "Get to JD Sports," Tracy said with a sneer, "you wanna try spending some cash." "Oh, sod off," said Dean, now his passion inflamed, "you think that you're so bloody smart." Then Tracy, affronted, said, "Fuck off, you prick," and Dean in his anguish cried, "Tart." Now Dean did depart on that sorrowful night, though he loved that bleached blonde Nike lass, but he'd sworn his allegiance straight true to his brand. To this day he still wears Adidas. To this day he still wears Adidas. Timeless. Classic. And now we turn to the stage, to this hastily formed scratch band of rockers, folkies and all those in between, who are gathered here tonight to pay tribute to this legendary figure. It was decided that the only real way to pay homage to an old folkie would be to write a song about him. Various contributions were put forward, But in the end, it was one about the day of his funeral that really struck a chord. No pun intended. Well, perhaps just a little one. Over then to Reg, the space hopper, to introduce the number. Good evening, Reg.
Cheers, Mike. Hello, everyone out there in Tellyland. Reg, the space hopper here. I bet you never thought you'd see me with one of these, did you? Grief can do strange things to a man. Now, as you've probably gathered, Steve Firkin was a master of the 15-verse, no-chorus, dirge-like folk ballad. So in honour of his memory, I've written just the sort of chirpy cockney music-hall ditty that he would have bloody hated. This song is a musical rendition of Steve's send-off. It is entitled The Last Clearance of Steve Firkin, All Things Must Go. Maestro, if you please.
I never knew old Steve had so much crap. How'd he do it in such a tiny flat? A diving helmet, 6 old phones, the strangest smell I've ever known. I'm cleaning out the kitchen with a shovel. The landlord threw his junk into the yard. I've written garage sale on a bit of card. But there's no garage, just Steve's tap, which we just labelled bric-a-brac. If we don't shift it quick, there could be trouble. Oh Steve, why did you have to go and die? Leaving your estate in such a state. I don't think I shall ever understand why your bathroom door's a 5-bar gate. Your will said, my dear friends, just sell the lot and drink my health with all the coin you make. You never bought around when still alive, and your estate's not paying for your weight. It's 4:30, we should be on the piss. Steve, funerals don't usually go like this. The contents of that flat were quite bizarre. A flugelhorn, the back seat of a car, which bore some very dubious stains, quite possibly the last remains of a curry purchased several years before. Your will said there was treasure to be found, but after 15 hours of searching round, the only thing that came to light was we'd been digging through this shite while Steve was laughing 6 feet underground. Oh Steve, why did you have to go and die? Leaving your estate in such a state. I don't think I shall ever understand why your bathroom door's a 5-bar gate. Your will said, my dear friends, just sell the lot and drink my health with all the coin you make. You never bought around when still alive, and your estate's not paying for this weight. It's 4:30, we should be on the piss. Steve, funerals don't usually go like this. It's 5 o'clock and not one thing's been sold. The neighbours called the police and we've been told we've had to hire a bloody skip to get it to the sodding tip. We're cursing you and you're not even cold. We're down to the last item on the path. I look at it and simply have to laugh. It's Steve's old cat, the hapless Jake. One eye, no teeth, a sorry state. He's stuffed, I found him sitting in the bath. Oh Steve, why did you have to go and die? Leaving your estate in such a state. I don't think I shall ever understand why your bathroom door's a 5-bar gate. Your will said, my dear friends, just sell the lot and drink my health with all the coin you make. You never bought around when still alive, and your estate's not paying for this way. You told us there was gold in that there flat, but in the end you stuffed us just like your bloody cat. Yeah, in the end you stuffed us just like your bloody cat.